Journal entry, 17th of the month of October, in the year of our Lord, 1124. My whole life I have spent in the shadow of my father. Growing up as the eldest son of the Knight of the Swan, the mightiest hero of our days, meant that I was never good enough for myself. I know how unconditionally my father loved me and never expected me to reach his heights, but that does not change the fact that I will always be seen as his son and, as the eldest, expected to carry his legacy. For my own sake, I must forge my own path. My duty as Duke I shall fulfill, but I shall be remembered in my own right. The birth of our daughter fills me with joy, and it has brought Botild and me closer together. I have finally managed to learn her tongue, such that we can confide into each other and give each other strength. She suffers from her wounds every day, yet she laughs and braves what the world has thrown at her. I must do the same and look ahead for myself, House de Villeron, and the duchy. An evil lurks in Languedoc. I feel it in my bones. The old duke has been deposed, yet Duke Dumonge, short in stature, a murderer and kinslayer, is a man maybe even more vile. His men roam the country, pillaging. I have tasked my spymaster with investigating the matter, as we must see proof before we can act. There is something about the southern country of Languedoc that it attracts very, very evil people to run it. Unfortunately, even if Duke Dumonge is a murderer, a kinslayer, a drunkard, and an overall bastard, he is still a vassal to the Emperor Eudes of Francia, and as such under the Emperor's protection. So any move we were to make would be seen as a move against the Emperor, which means that we would be up against the whole might of Francia, not just the local duke. So if there is action to be taken to liberate the lands of Languedoc eventually from the evil that has been such a scourge, then it must be done within the confines of the law and with potentially the allies that we can make along the road. So in the meantime, we have a few more things to do. First and foremost, Duke Aldéric has to find his own path, really, and his first step in that regard is to actually have a proper romance with his wife, whom he married sort of out of a very difficult psychological situation that they were both in after she was rescued from slavery. Just like other children her age, my daughter and heir, Pironella, sometimes lies and tests boundaries. However, she often avoids suspicion with her sweet demeanor, and people always forgive her when she does get caught. I wonder just how much she gets away with. Okay, a little intrigue on the little one never goes to miss. And yet, we have not uncovered any secrets at the enemy's court. She doesn't believe that there is anything to find, but I'm not so certain. There has to be some evil lurking that in these woods that keeps attracting the most vile of men, and I can't believe that somebody like this does not have any further secrets buried beneath him. However, we'll give it one more try, but in the end we may have to let things rest and close our ears to the plight of the people if there really is no way for us to legally intervene. In a dusty corner of the library I find a tome, bound in leather and inscribed with strange symbols, partially hidden behind other books. It is old, but has clearly seen some recent use. As I leaf through it, I quickly come to the realization that it deals with some unconventional knowledge, and I glance around before sitting down to read. Aldéric is a very intelligent man, and he's got that from his mother, and there's knowledge that may be forbidden, might still be useful, even if it's just to know why it would be forbidden in the first place. Worrying news. My niece, Judith d'Hauteville, the daughter of Faidida, has been captured during a siege by the Byzantine Empire. Obviously, there is a war going on between Byzantium and Apulia. So she is now, unfortunately, in prison. Not an awful lot I can do about it. So we will just have to take the news as they stand. But it looks like Duchess Faidida will have to, well, pay if she wants her daughter to be released. And I hope she does take care of that, because as much as it pains me, that branch of the family is not something I can do an awful lot about, unfortunately. My best friend Charles approaches me as I am sitting, gazing outside. You haven't been the same since what happened. He doesn't say it, but I know he's referring to when my mother Peronella died of old age. Perhaps you need someone to talk to. I could be that someone, he continues gently. That does sound nice. I don't have any stress, but it's always good to talk to your friends in times of trouble. And good news, Peronella, not Peronella, Bothild is pregnant once more. So joyous continues. Still, as I kneel before her, my only desire is to bring you honor and happiness. How can I prove my love to you? She hesitates, and her cheeks turn red. She is pleased, I hope, and not embarrassed. Slay a wolf for me and bring me its pelt. Then we may continue this conversation. We can either bribe somebody, or we will attempt to slay a wolf. I shall attempt to slay a wolf. And we have slain the wolf. We are not known as the wolf slayer, but she has received a special gift. Which reminds me, once we have some coin, it'd be useful to actually go on a hunt. But for now, there is but little coin available, and what we have mostly goes into the expenses of the armed forces of Toulouse. I am attending a dance in Toulouse to spend some time with Duchess Bothild. The mere thought of touching hands makes my heart jump, but when I arrive, I find her stuck in a conversation with Mayor Vision. The loathsome man drones on and on, totally oblivious to her discomfort. Enough, Mayor, you are boring the lady to death. I can take her place, but that means I would get 10 years of chronic headaches. That's a pretty severe penalty. But we are definitely going to rescue her from that man. If he dislikes me for it, then so be it. And it looks like something has been found. But first of all, some of my counselors believe the job of theirs is theirs by right of blood or influence alone. How wrong they are! Exactly. We are doing this by merit. I expect results, yet I am often disappointed. After a long day, I am complaining to Bothild when she interrupts me. Let me do something about it, husband. A few lessons might sharpen their wits. So who do we have? Ebon, my chancellor, is doing a pretty decent job. I'm not entirely sure how to pronounce it. She is from France, so Hermesson, I would assume. Or Alvis, my bishop. My bishop is definitely the most who would be needing some guidance. Or she could simply stay with me. But we'll see if she can assist the bishop and get him to study a bit harder, because that would generally improve his aptitude. So let's do that. All right. We have a secret, and that is that the Duke is she's still doing the investigation, but she has found that one of the guests is a witch. This is something that shall not stand, so we shall expose that said secret. She's a drunkard and a vengeful person, But it shall be known across the land that the vile Duke Dumonge of Languedoc is harboring witches. All right, so that has been exposed, and we will see what the repercussions are. We have forwarded the information to the Vatican, and the Holy See has replied. It is most disturbed. The Holy Father is most disturbed by these tales of Duke Dumonge's misdeeds. He is harboring witches. He is a murderer, a kinslayer, and it pains me to do so. But I agree that for the good of the Catholic faith, he must be excommunicated. I'm glad he saw the wisdom in my request, and the Duke Dumonge is now excommunicated, which means that. Hopefully, a case can be made for the liberation of the people. Hermesence de Blanchegarde, who has served under my father, has died of old age at the age of 70. She has been a bit reclusive in her olden days, but she has served all of us well, and she will be sorely missed. She needs to be replaced, obviously, and we will see if we have Cecile, my antiquarian, who is a drunkard, but at the same time is a renowned physician. So she shall take on the role of personal physician as well. Who can blame her for the wife of Ebon, by the way? Who can blame her for looking into the bottle of her own alcohol a little too much? All right, so we've got that sorted. And one of the things that I was curious about, we have only 10 knights. This is actually relatively few, but those who are knights, Ebon's my chancellor, so we will not be letting him fight. And Charles, my best friend, he's not a man with great skills, so he shall not be fighting either. But none of these men actually comes into question, because most of them are somewhat higher. But we only have 10 knights, so that would be something. I thought one of the traits here actually, no, that's just knight effectiveness. I don't think I could go down to the household guards for 4 additional knights, but I think we're instead going to complete these for now. We have requested from the Pope to have a claim on the lands of Languedoc, and as such, I will be preparing to liberate the people from the evil that lurks within their midst, because it attracts witches, it attracts vile men, murderers, and pillagers. So, for the better of the people, we shall liberate Languedoc and bring it under our own governance, and hopefully drive out the evil that lurks in these areas. Meanwhile, Adalbert, who is he? He's the son of Ebon and Cecile. Yeah, he's a godless planner and a sadist. He's mocking Bothild. I can do three things. I could get him to draw sword and defend her. I could do a diplomacy challenge and get him to apologize, or I could just show her some kindness. He is known to be a sadistic man, but he is the son of Ebon, my chancellor. So drawing swords with him is probably not the best course of action. I will try to get him to apologize to the lady, and I do convince him to apologize. But that said, we are now in a potential position to declare war on Languedoc. The problem with that, obviously, is that he is a vassal of the Empire of Francia. So we would be fighting the Emperor, who is currently in a war with the Holy Roman Empire under Kaiser Adalberto the Compassionate. And it looks like the Emperor Eudes is definitely in having the advantage there. So we do have a bit of an opportunity to take. However, we don't really have... well, we do have the Parthian tactics, which is giving us additional toughness on the cavalry. We are a bit short on knights, but I think it is a moment. It is a moment to start acting, unless lest the Duke de Monge of Languedoc will either cause further evil to arise, or the Emperor can focus his complete attention on us down here. So we could create another men-at-arms regiment, but we are going to be very short on coin if we are to pursue this campaign. So we will see. We might hold off on this for a little, and maybe get one more perk. 14 months. He's probably going to win his war against whatever they're fighting over. Duchy of Brabant. Okay, so that is. He's probably going to win that war against the Kaiser. So how does it look? They've lost most of the battles against the French. So it would be a tall order, but we should. Big decision to be made. Okay, we'll finish the Romans with Bothild, and after that we shall see about it. She's also pregnant, so. We have the opportunity to bring the law to Languedoc, but we'll have to take our time wisely while the Emperor is distracted, and we're still waiting for a few more levies to be available as well. With my leave, my daughter Peronella and her wet nurse parade into my chamber. Bohuslava poses like a herald and proclaims, "My liege, you witness a monumental occasion. Peronella has a mighty gift to offer you." She nudges her forward. "Go ahead, tell him." "Father, I lost a tooth." My daughter proudly presents her toothless smile, handing me a pouch of the fallen tooth inside. She should keep it as a... she should keep it as a good luck charm, and it will give her some prestige as it stands. I am known for my dedication to the faith, and as such we may soon have to do something about it. Finally, my niece has been released from the prison, and I hope she has been treated well in the Byzantine prison. Bothild has given birth to a little son, Guichard de Villeron. May you grow strong and wise indeed. So with that, he has become my heir. He is strong and intelligent, so we shall educate him myself. And he comes after his grandfather and his grandmother, and he does look the part. So I am more than happy that this has worked out. So that and his sister Peronella obviously shall be in our hearts as well. All right, almost done with the scheme here. And with that, Duchess Bothild and me, Duke Aldéric of Toulouse, have become soulmates. After I've learned her language, we have understood each other better, and she has taken to wearing the wolf pelt as her cloak, and in the fashion of her people. So with that, we are done with that particular part. And we have few knights. What would you have? Oh, because we got, I think we got a level of fame. Yes, we are now distinguished, and we will have an additional that will give us an additional knight. We still got Ermenschilde in our court, the former king of Aragon. So he has a claim on Aragon, obviously, but that is a story for another matter. The question now arises: is should we begin, because the Eudes of Francia is almost complete in his task of fighting the Holy Roman Empire. So now would be an opportunity to press our claim on Carcassonne and take on the vile Duke of Languedoc for the control of his duchy, wrested away from the French. However, this means we are going to go up against a very large number of French cavalry, especially the heavy cavalry, is something we would need to do something about. So we would need pikemen in order to defend ourselves from the enemy cavalry. So that, of course, brings us even further down in cost. I'm not sure we can afford to do this at this point, and we might have to build up things a little further before we can do this, unfortunately. So we can increase our tax income simply by switching Albrecht von Wassenberg over to assist with collecting taxes. That would, because we just finished the development task, so that would bring us an additional coin per month. And we could also ask the Holy Father for gold. He would pay us 274 coin in order to fund the war against, well, the French Empire, basically. Okay, we'll ask for the gold, and that brings us into that basically puts us into the position. I shall use this wealth wisely. That puts us into the position to create the pikemen, and then begin the war. Yeah, this is not going to last very much longer. We could wait until the emperor is busy elsewhere, because the war against the Holy Roman Empire is not going to last very much, and then the troops can. They have taken some losses, however. Okay, we'll go for it. We will take the opportunity. We will create a pikeman regiment. We will have to wait until that is. There we go. And we will have to wait until that is at full size. That is going to further reduce our coin, but with these troops, and then we shall have to reduce our holdings quite a bit. It does cost quite a bit to reinforce these. The castle in Montauban has been completed, but we currently cannot afford any further construction there. But that further reduces the threat from the north and secures things. We can say no, we can't get an alliance with Duke Roger II, unfortunately, Faidila's husband. We only have our brothers to count on, who can contribute some knights as well as some light footmen and some horsemen. And once we have the pikemen up to strength, then I think we will be, if the war is still going on between the Frankian Empire and the Holy Roman Empire, we will have an opportunity to strike. Otherwise, we might have to bide our time a little longer. Old man Raulf, my caravan master, has died at the ripe age of 63, leaving Philomena, his wife, behind, who has become melancholic and infirm in the meantime. Their child, the king of Jerusalem, has been slain in battle, and that reminds me, how was Jerusalem doing actually? We haven't checked in on Queen Elodie. She has been married to a man almost half her age, and it appears that she is still waging war against the Byzantine Empire. So both my sisters are fighting wars with Byzantium, and we wish her the best of luck. We have our own things to look into. But that also means we need a new caravan master. We could get Thierry to take the position. He would be excellent at it. That would alternatively, interestingly, Ethelberg, the leper, would be a potential for this position as well. But I could also get my friend Charles to do this. But I think Thierry is the more qualified at this point. So we will get him. We will get him to be our caravan master, and his wife Richenda has died. So in his old age, he doesn't really have much else to do. He does not have any children, so he shall be our caravan master. I approached my daughter Peronella, bearing another child's favorite doll, saying, "You may have this." "Why?" she wonders. "I don't even want it." "No, why not? It's natural to covet what isn't yours, to thrill at bettering others. Why not take what you can and allow me to use my power as I wish?" "Don't be a tyrant, Duke. It isn't right." "Indeed," I smile. "It is unjust." That's my girl. She has become just, and I did get some stress out of that. But I do have the opportunity to begin influencing my children's personalities, and that's something I'm more than happy to do. And unfortunately, while our armies are still preparing, Emperor Eudes has won against Kaiser Adalberto, and with that, the Frankian Empire is once again not at war anymore. However, they're still somewhat under strength, but we are nowhere near where we need to be with the pikemen. It might probably take some while for the enemy troops to arrive. They outnumber us 2-1. So I think it would be a large risk to take, especially that they can bring in their allies as well. So we shall bide our time for now and wait for an opportunity to press our claim against the Duchy of Languedoc. At the very least, until all the men at arms are ready, and I can potentially get the envelopment tactic. Not sure about the organized march, but envelopment would be quite good, I think. Yet alas, just when we were getting ready, a plague has been reported from the north. The plains fever has broken out, and as such, we are going to postpone any plans and begin. Once we'll have to monitor the plague first. If that comes closer to our borders, then we will have to change. We'll have to change the approach on things.